just to make sure I still can. Playtime. Hey, we come into this earth to play. I know you think we come here to do work. We don't. We come here to play. Okay? You're a soul. This stuff you think is work, that's pretty passing. It's all going to go away one day. We're here to play. We're here to enjoy ourselves. Now, the problem with playing is we got trained early how that works. Remember, you went to kindergarten and first grade, and you figured out the best part of the day was recess. Right? Okay. So you do your work in school, and then you go out on the playground and have fun. And the problem is we learned that lesson way too good. We're still doing our work in school and occasionally giving ourselves a little bit of time to go out and have fun. We're still doing it. You're here to play. You're here to enjoy this life. I've said it over and over, and I'm going to say it again. The most spiritual thing you can do with your life is not withdraw. It's enjoy it. It's not that time when you pull away from the world. You only pull away from the world so you can come back and pour yourself totally into it. Within Sufism, there's a story of the rishis who would say that it's easy to be a holy man up on the mountain. The real test is the marketplace. Can you bring it back into your life? So the real test of enjoying your life is probably all those times when you aren't enjoying your life. What I want to talk about today is an attitude towards all of life, not something that we allot to a couple hours a week during which we're going to play, but the idea that you can play wherever you are, whatever you're doing. This is an attitude toward life. And in the end, a very powerful one. We need to have more fun in our lives. And of course, the response is, I don't have enough time to have more fun in my life. And if so, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. More fun doesn't imply that you have to have more activities. It means we need to start having fun right where we are, right what we're doing. Wherever it is we find ourselves. It's time to have fun with life. Not just do a good job and hope one day we'll get patted on the head. We need to enjoy it. Joy was one of the big three, right? Peace, love, joy. If you're not living in those qualities, you're not following Jesus Christ. That's what he said, I leave you with my. These were the big qualities. So, joy. Why would you want to live your life in joy? Well, because it's fun. Okay? And now science has done a whole lot of research on this more recently. You know, sometimes I have a hard time remembering how far back that film, What the Bleep, was. It was all about the recent, we've had 20 years since, but this was all right about, how long has it been? You're hoping it's not 20 years, right? In any case, a lot of research into cutting-edge physics, cutting-edge cellular research, all of this stuff was in there. And one of the things they pointed out was that your cells have receptors, joy receptors. And when you have joy in your life, your cells tend to have multiple, they multiply the number of joy receptors that you have. And when you go a long time without any joy in your life, those joy receptors, they they'd start disappearing. And that means if we're in that state, what we're going to have to do is start actually working on creating joy so that slowly but surely we can teach our bodies to be happy again. An unhappy body is not a body you really want to be in. They hurt. You want to teach your body to be joyous, to be happy. It's alive. You see, the beauty of joy is research has shown that it creates certain chemicals within the body that support well-being. You don't have to, joy is not a physical chemical experience, but it does have a corresponding chemical experience in the body that supports the energy. The joy comes from your soul. Let's get that straight. You don't even need a body to feel this energy. And you don't need things to go right. It comes straight out of the soul. But when you feel joy, your body secretes all these wonderful chemicals that literally improve your life. Now, spiritually, we know joy and laughter. They heal a body. Joy and laughter draw abundance into your life. Joyous people seem to have all these wonderful opportunities. You wonder why. Ever occur to you that when Jesus said, to he who has, more will be given, and he who has not, even that which he's got will be taken away. He's talking about if you've got joy, in other words, if you're in that state in which you're happy with what you got, you're automatically drawing more. If you're unjoyous with what you've got, you're setting yourself up for the other direction. So, creating a life that's filled with joy and laughter, it creates a life of opportunity. It's amazing. You start feeling happy and joyous. And you say, well, nothing good is happening. And that's my next point, that it doesn't depend on something good happening. But when you are in a state of joy, opportunities present themselves. That's just the way it works. So, where do we start? Start wherever you are. You don't have to change things to enjoy your life more. You just have to change yourself. You just have to start really enjoying it. You got to let go and say, hey, I'm going to have fun with this stupid drudgery I'm going through. Because you're allowed to. Don't wait for a positive happening to create joy in your life. Rather, create joy in order to draw a positive outcome into your life. It goes the other way, the opposite of the way we actually think it works. It isn't the outer world that gives you joy. But if you generate joy, the outer world will reflect it like crazy. That's the way it works. Now, part of getting into this state of having more fun with life involves quitting a few things, okay? And most of them have to do with quit taking yourself so seriously. Okay? Ecclesiastes 1:2 goes, vanity of vanities, everything is vanity. I'm sorry, it's just you're not that important. At least the outer personal self of you isn't. We want to get our feelings hurt over this and that and the other. I'm sorry, it doesn't really matter. You're allowed to enjoy it or not enjoy it. But it's all vanity to think that what I'm doing is so important that I ought to ruin my life if it's not going my way. Great. We got to learn not to take offense and not to be obsessed with our opinions. Okay, here's the way it goes. Some people don't like to hear this. When you die, your opinions do not go with you. They no longer matter. It just isn't important anymore. I know we all want to be right. I used to have a saying, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? I was saying that long before somebody came along and stole it and wrote a whole book with that title. I knew I should have written that book. But I figured that out. You're in a relationship, you want them to know you're right. And if knowing you're right distances them from you, is it really important that you were right? Not if you're going to lose love over it. Any degree of love. It's not so important to defend ourselves. We will when we need to. I get it. That's the role we play. That's how we play. We all came into life to play. And sometimes we play the good guy and sometimes we play the bad guy. Sometimes we play the one who's the king of the world and sometimes the one who's getting trodden on. It's all play. Your soul's not going to die. Your soul's not going to hurt. Who you are is not in jeopardy. And once we remember that, we can quit taking offense, quit worrying about these opinions that we obsess on. But this is going on, and this is going on in the world, and the world is a mess because of this, etc. Tell me, you've now done this 1,000 times a day. Did it make a difference? If you can do something about it, do it. Do or don't do. But don't just drag yourself through the mire over your opinions. Even if you're sure they're right. I am not on social media, so I look at it as an outsider. Okay? But it appears this started out as a good thing and has really degenerated. I mean, that's an outsider looking in. I mean, it used to all be about cute cat videos, right? and dogs and all these, oh, wow, isn't this great? Look at this, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And now it's all about so-and-so hates so-and-so, and so-and-so said this, and I take offense, and they're wrong. And I'm sitting there and going, oh, my God, get over yourself. You're taking something that has potential to be very good, and you're just filling it with all kinds of judgment. I mean, some of those judgments may be accurate, but they're not going to make you happy. Maybe so-and-so shouldn't have said that. Maybe it was a really stupid thing. But why did you take offense? The part of you that's getting offended is passing away. It's the passing show. It doesn't really matter. What does matter is how much, to the depth that you are enjoying your life. That's what matters. So what I want to talk about is turning your whole life into playtime. The whole thing. Don't wait for recess. Play while you're learning. Play while you're working. Play while you're driving. Play while you're meeting that challenge that is driving you crazy. You can still play with it. I mean, if you can, you will create a childlike joy in whatever you do. If you can become like a little child, right? If you can take a child, you can give up this adult criticism and move into a childlike joy in whatever it is you're doing, whatever you're facing. you will create a consciousness that will constantly carry you higher and higher and higher. And quite frankly, the universe responds to joy. The universe responds to a person having fun. It opens up. You say, but nothing fun has happened. That's the point. It's not something you get from life. It's something you pour into life. I don't care if it's not fun. Pour fun into it. Make it a game. Proverbs 17:22 and 15:15, both of them deal with the same subject, so I ran them together. A merry heart makes the body healthy, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. Don't you love that? Is that not visual? And then it goes on. All the days of the poor are filled with hardships, but those who are of merry heart have a continual feast. Okay, first off, joy heals the body. Joy just opens the body up. And its opposite? Dries up the bones. After my first marriage, I look back and I say, now I know what was going on. I was depressed for 3 years. Now I was in my early 30s and I drove my body into the ground. It took me 10 years to bring my body up to full capacity after that. That's how destructive negative energies are inside a body. But you can fight them off with joy. Joy heals. Joy will take the upper hand. All the days of the poor are filled with hardships. Hey, you may be playing the role down here where you don't have everything you want, where it really is hard, where life is hard. But it says, but if you have a cheerful heart, a merry heart, that's it. You're in a state of a continual feast. It may be hard, but life seems to be bringing you these little wonderful things that make it so wonderful. I was driving in today, and usually on a Sunday morning it flows fairly well. This morning, I believe I hit every red light between here and my home. And as I hit the last one, I just broke down in absolute laughter and said, it takes skill to hit them all. And it had just turned red. And the moment I laughed and said, it takes skill to hit them all, it turned green again. I was off and running immediately. That's how life responds. That's how quick it responds. In Matthew 18:1-4, the disciples asked Jesus, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? So Jesus called a little child and made him stand up in the midst of them. And he said, truly I say to you, unless you change and become like little children, you shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever, and here he gives the final instructions, whoever therefore will humble himself like a little child shall be great in the kingdom of heaven. It's not the one who can defend his opinions fiercely. It's the one who can embrace simple joy. It's not the one who is very serious about doing the work this life gives him. It's the one who has fun and does it. You can do it with fun, or you can do it with drudgery, or at least no fun. It's the same task. And this childlike joy in life. That's one of the basic tenets of Christianity. The idea. I take joy in whatever it is I got to do. I'm going to have a good time. John 15:11, the big one. It's the last of the three. Jesus said, I have spoken these things to you that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be full. If you're not living in the fullness of joy, you are not following Jesus Christ. I know you're following all the rules, and some of you are suffering to do so. Suffer is something we do to ourselves. It isn't divine. Joy. If you're really following Jesus Christ, my joy, pure joy of the soul, a joy that comes from within. Not because the world says you're allowed to feel joy, it's recess time. A joy that comes from within and flows on a continual basis. My joy will be in you. And what? Your joy will be full. Full. Your whole being, your whole life is filled with joy. So let's talk about some action steps. How are we going to have more fun with our lives, okay? How are we going to live a life steeped in joy and having a good time? The first one is to play with life wherever you find yourself. Find something to enjoy whatever you're doing. You say, this is really drudgery. Well, then find something to enjoy about it. Or make a game out of it. The year before I went to ministerial school, I was out, I joined my parents out in California, in La Crescenta, just outside of LA, where Dad was taking his first Unity Church. Remember, he was a Methodist minister for 20 years, and then he became a Unity minister for 20 years. I've done 47 in Unity, so I started there. But, oh yes, that's right, clap for me. No, that's just my life. Where was I? All that praise and I've forgotten everything. Oh yes, I'm back in California. Okay, the year before I went off to ministerial school, I had to make some money. So consequently, I went to work as a temp worker for Skousen's Tax Service. This did not require a lot of training. It was the very important and invigorating job of making Xerox copies of tax returns for 8 hours. Now, when I first started, and of course I was second shift, I went for I was there 3 to midnight or something like that. Okay? Trying to remember what that shift was. All I know is very late at night when we got to come home. And you're doing inspiring work into the wee hours of the morning. Now, these first couple of days, I wasn't at all sure I was going to make this. Oh, my God. What time is it? We've got that far to go yet? Okay. But somewhere along the way, one of the guys, we had guys and girls, we were all had our machine, and we're going to town. Xeroxes were very big machines in those days. In any case, we are making our copies, da-dum, 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 da-dum. And finally one said, I'm going twice as fast as you are. Game on, you got it. We started racing. The whole crowd was in there to see who could race the best. I mean, I learned how to Xerox at an amazing speed. I learned when you lift the lid with a certain finesse, whoosh, like that, the vacuum will draw the paper up so you can slip the other one under, grab it, and put it down immediately, and you're on to the next one. My God, we're pushing and we're all looking, okay, I'm going faster. My God, that day went so fast. And we started doing it every night. We were having the greatest time. We are laughing. We are having a good time. And we're getting twice as much work done as they did during the day shift. We made it a game. You can make it, if I can make that Xerox machine a game, you can make whatever you're doing a game. Okay? That's the way this works. So wherever you are, make it a game. Play with people. There's always people. They're all standing around. Don't touch my personal space. We're all isolated. But you'll find those times when you're walking by, when there's a momentary thing, and when you're standing in line and you want to talk. Now, there's a universal thing that I just think is just plain American, and that is you can always strike up a conversation by complaining. I'm not going to suggest you do that. Unless it's the opener to something else, to just get them to draw them in. But in any case, you can talk about good things too. I'm in Sam's the other day, right? I'm buying some stuff last week. And I'm up and down my aisle with my cart, and there's this other lady, and she seems kind of a shy, into herself type lady, and I see her, and she is picking up this huge carton of, cup of soup, the dried stuff, so it doesn't weigh much. So she's got this big carton just full of 48 of these damn things. So I'm sorry. Not supposed to do that up here. Okay. It's okay, we're playing today. Okay, so here she is taking this back, avoiding any eye contact, taking this back to her. And I just turned and I looked at her and I said, "That'll hold you for a while." And she smiles and she says, "Yeah, it will." And it was just a moment to just enjoy. Enjoy that she's buying a carton of totally non-nutritious food. But we had fun doing it. You can play wherever you are. You can play word games. I love word games. People say such and such. Oh, yeah, the puns with this or it puns with that or this or that. There it's very serious, and all of a sudden you're both laughing. Yeah, or even worse. I like to create bizarre scenarios. Yes, that could happen, and da-da-da-da, and this then could happen, and that could happen. And it's so bizarre. No one would ever go there, so we all just have to laugh over it, right? No one's serious about this. You can play wherever you are. And you can turn your work, your responsibilities into fun. It's your choice. When you take the garbage can to the road, is it fun? Or is it just a chore you dread? I dread it until I get out there. That's not a good thing, by the way. But the moment I grab it, hey, I'm out at night. I'm usually trying to do it the night before. I'm rolling my garbage can down the driveway. I have a long driveway. And I'm loving nature. And the garbage can, of course, doesn't roll properly. It falls over. So I pick it up. Okay, let's try this again. I wonder if I can actually keep it on two wheels now. Listen, whatever it is, you can have a good time with it. Because bluntly, vanity, it's all vanity. It's not that important. You're not missing anything important. So, if number one is play with your life wherever you find yourself. Number two is quit taking yourself so seriously. That's the next action step. Stop rehashing your negative perceptions and opinions 1,000 times a day. You're not really helping anybody. I know you think you are. We all do. After all, my opinion's so important. But all I'm doing is telling myself my own opinion over and over and over, and how messed up the world is. But if you can change it, change it. If you can do something, do it. And if not, choose something more fun to think about. It's just not that important. Refuse to take offense. I know someone disparaged you. Who cares? But they told me that I'm not a good person. So are you a good person? Yes, I am. Well, if you know it, we're golden here. This is it. Have compassion on the fact they can't see it. You know, we get so into defending this personality. You know, someone says, you did not do a good job. Well, if you know you did, enjoy it, forget it. You don't need to hold a grudge against them and ruin your life because they think you didn't do a good job. Or maybe you know you didn't do a good job, in which case, why are you worried that they pointed it out? It just happens to be true. You'll do better next time. Okay? You know, there's no need to take offense. And laugh at yourself. Sometimes it's not nice to laugh at other people. Sometimes. Sometimes they don't mind. Choose wisely. But you can always laugh at yourself. You can always laugh at yourself. I get more humor out of watching me than anything else in life. I mean, I do all kinds of stupid stuff. What have I got down here? Let's see. Okay. When you make a mistake, laugh at yourself. Look what a stupid thing I did. Well, most of us need to defend that I'm not stupid. I'm sorry you are. You're a personality. We're all stupid. So quit trying to give the impression you're perfect. You're just ruining your life by aspiring to something that you don't need to. You are perfect, but not the part you're defending. Your soul is perfect, and no matter how badly your personality screws up. Am I allowed to do that one? No matter how badly your personality messes up, you're still perfect. That's all that matters. So, laugh at your mistakes. Laugh at your crazy patterns that we usually want to defend. Laugh at them. And if you're really good, laugh at your own neediness. Neediness is what we emotionally defend like crazy. But I need this, I need this. Laugh at your frailties. It's a counseling technique I've used for years. This talk is meant to ward people off so they don't come to me ever again. But in any case, my sister called up so long ago, it's ridiculous, and she was telling me about something had happened, and she had finally done something she'd never done before, and she got herself in huge trouble. You know, and she's telling me all about it, and it happened to me, and I only did it once, you know, and I'm laughing. She says, you are laughing at me. I said, no. Don't you see the divine irony of this? Isn't this hilarious? I mean, we have people do this type of stuff thousands of times and get away with it. You do it once. And by the time we were done, we're laughing. We're both having a good time over how ridiculously she's gotten treated. And she leaves feeling much better than she did when she started. You're laughing at me. Yeah, that's what we do. It's so bad, all you can do is laugh. Okay? When it gets really bad, all you can do is laugh. And of course, quit taking yourself so seriously. Develop a childlike acceptance of your life. This is my life. Most of us are convinced it's not supposed to be. I was supposed to be the one with the throne and the crown. Why am I living this life? Just have a childlike acceptance that says, okay, God, I'll play in whatever playground you give me. It's recess. Yeah, this is one weird-looking playground, but hey, I came here to play. There is a childlike approach to life that frees you up. So, play with your life, quit taking yourself seriously, and laugh your way through life. Your body needs to be filled with laughter energy. You want to keep this body happy. Otherwise, it'll make you miserable. Okay? And the more you can laugh, the more your body comes alive. Remember Proverbs. Poor have always got hardships. There are a lot of hardships in life. We're not going to try to tell you everything's going to be hunky-dory. You're never going to have to face a hardship again in your life, because you will. But those who are of a merry heart have a continual feast. There's still goodness to be drawn out of life. Even when we're doing the hard stuff. Number 4 is find beauty throughout your day and cherish it. If there's anything that'll make you enjoy your life, it's recognizing that there is something beautiful here to appreciate, to enjoy. You say, but there's ugly stuff too. Oh, absolutely. Wherever you are, there's something ugly and there's something beautiful. Life is about emphasis. What you're going to choose to dwell on. And number 5 is really about recess. Program a few more recess times into your life. Make fun important enough that you don't put it off till last, that you actually do choose to make doing things that naturally you have fun at more often. It is important. You say, well, I've got to do the important things in life. Having fun is one of them. If you're not having fun, you're not following Jesus Christ. You say, well, he didn't have fun. Oh, he absolutely did. He didn't jump up and down and say, I'm having fun. But he had fun. He had this joy. He enjoyed everything he did. That's why he wanted his joy to be in you and your joy to be full. So, we want to turn our whole life into playtime. We say, oh, I couldn't do that. I have important things to do. Nothing more important than enjoying life. We worry that if we turn our lives into continual playtime, that we won't be as effective, we won't get as far, we won't be as successful, and that's actually not true at all. You'll actually become more effective. Because when you're in that state of joy, you're radiating an energy that draws opportunity after opportunity. It draws good things wherever you go. Success, wonderful things. come out of joy. So if you can experience life as a soul who came here to play, you will become amazingly successful, no matter which hardships have been put in your way. You'll finish this life and go, I lived it well. I lived it well. So let's close our eyes. Father, give us the strength to enjoy whatever life brings us. Thy will be done through each and every one of us. Amen. The ushers have come forward.